We've had some comments from some people asking why we don't use more visually intense environments for our class presentation. And we've sometimes done that, but we've also pushed back in other contexts and stuck with the more text-based, it's not exclusively text-based, but the predominantly text interface. You had some thoughts about that, as I recall.
The Scholars Online chat is not a strictly restricted chat the way thumb chat on a phone might be, or even the way the old internet relay chat back in the day was when we first started teaching online. We've added the capability to include almost any HTML text or audio or visual addition that we need to the chat in order to demonstrate by pictures or by sound what we're talking about. I use MathML a lot in my physics and astronomy classes to demonstrate solving problems. But I think in general, students find the entire environment more relaxing and more conducive to contemplation and critical analysis of the subjects. They can read the comments the teacher is making. They can think about them instead of having them fly by and possibly miss an idea or a concept or a term. They can write their answers out ahead of time and then submit them, or they can respond all at once. A lot of times in a world history class, or when we're talking about history in my nat sci classes, I will tell the students to splat their answers back. I'm not looking for one student's answer. I'm looking for everybody to answer. In a physical classroom on Zoom, you would not be able to do this because everybody would be talking at once. The Scholars Online chat sorts out the answers and presents them in a list so that we can go through them and make sure that everybody's voice is heard. I think the students also find that it's more relaxing not to be on camera 100% of the time as they would be in a Zoom session, where the teacher often has them showing their video all the time so that the teacher knows the student is present. We can kind of tell whether the student is present or not because insufficient answers trigger displays on the screen. So we know to call on students and try and incorporate everybody in the classroom. We can go back and look and see who has answered and who hasn't. So I think in some ways it's a more inclusive environment, and inclusive in a way that doesn't show up your age or your gender or your ethnic background. Your thoughts are what's front and center. And you and your fellow students can look at each other's ideas without being encumbered by any other prejudices or assumptions about the speaker.